We're all familiar with the day after Thanksgiving, one of the largest shopping days of the year, known as Black Friday. But you may not know that the night before Thanksgiving is referred to as Blackout Wednesday. It's considered one of the highest alcohol consumption days of the year due to the number of college students that are visiting home for the holidays. Forensic lawyer, scientist, and defense attorney Anne-Marie Rizzo from the Law Place is here. Anne-Marie, before we get started, we want you to address an update about the guy in Making of a Murderer.
Yes, this is a very hot topic. Yesterday, yes, exactly. Brendan Dassey. He is the nephew of Stephen Avery, who was covered in the Making a Murderer Netflix series. And he was supposed to be released and get to spend the holiday with his family, and the higher courts blocked that release pending his appeal, or the appeal from the government that his confession was to be thrown out. And now they're waiting for what the appellate court is going to decide and if they're going to affirm the lower court's decision. And
what does that mean for him?
It means he has to sit in custody until the appellate court makes a ruling.
Oh, it's so heartbreaking because he's like the underdog in that story, and I was excited that he might be able to get out.
I know. I think a lot of people felt that way, especially those of us in the defense community. You know, we're very, very passionate about, you know, the fact that that poor kid was taken advantage of. And now he had a chance. He had an opportunity. They finally convinced a judge that he should be released, and his confession was not voluntary. And it was a very big win in the defense world. And now the government was able to convince a panel of judges to hold him until the appeals decision is decided.
But it's not over yet, so anything could still happen.
That's true.
And Thanksgiving, the night before Thanksgiving, who knew? All those college kids on the way home. Tell us about that.
And it's not just the college kids, it's people who are traveling back to a community maybe they've been to. Like, you come back to Sarasota and you see old friends, and you're going to go to, you know, the new place downtown, and you're going to have a cocktail or two, but before you know it, it turns into 3 or 4, and it becomes a really big drinking night, and you just don't realize it. You're not planning for it. Also, Siesta Key has its annual turkey trot.
Oh, yeah?
So there's all that bar hopping and pub crawls, a lot of law enforcement out there. Obviously, the safe bet is to take Uber, you know, have a designated driver. However, there's going to be DUI enforcement. So if you're in that position, you're going to get yourself in trouble and land in jail on Thanksgiving.
No,
been known to show up at the jail on Thanksgiving.
Oh, no, we don't have to do that. There are a lot of accidents, though, so many accidents right around that time.
Yeah, so it's not just about alcohol consumption and not just about drinking. There's a lot of people on the roadway. There's 800,000 more people expected to be on the road this year than last year. Wow. So we're talking 43.5 million travelers just during your Thanksgiving holiday. The statistics show that there are 400 deaths, traffic fatalities, not necessarily alcohol related, just due to traffic crashes and people driving on the roadway. So you have to be very, very careful when traveling on the roadway during this time of year.
Now, if you are in an accident, there's a 14-day rule. I don't quite get that. Explain that.
So when someone's involved in a traffic crash and there's an injury, it's really important that you seek medical treatment within the first 2 weeks, the first 14 days. And there's a lot of technicalities when there's a personal injury involved, so that's why you want to contact an attorney. So our office, not only do we handle DUIs, and I have the forensic lawyer scientist to battle those cases, we also have attorneys in our office that handle the personal injury and be able to help guide those who are involved in those accidents and get the medical treatment and the protection that they need from their insurance in order to not have to have a slew of medical bills right around the holidays especially.
So after 2 weeks then, the other side could say, well, hey, you didn't get treatment, so
not just the other side, even your own personal injury protection.
Wow. Oh, my.
That's interesting.
Well, be sure and have this number with you wherever you go this weekend. And next weekend, lawplace.com. Anne-Marie Rizzo. Thank you, Anne-Marie. That's exciting information that we really need to keep with us. I'm going to put your number right in my car.
444-4444.
Oh, how can I forget that?
And then you going partying? Is that why you're taking the number?
That'll be on the dashboard. And next, Mickey has some beautiful tips for us.
Yeah, some fun
or
stuff.
Beauty tips for us.
Kind of.